I tend to talk a little too loud, so if I start yelling, please do this, so I know I get super excited when I'm talking. You have seen that in the video. So I'd like to talk to you today about making English your business, so improving your spoken and written business English skills. Clicker, yeah. So once again, thank you so very much for having me here, for being here. We would like to talk to you about our new courses, 2 new courses, Business and Occupational English Communication, so speaking, and Business and Occupational English Writing. So 2 super fun courses. And these courses have been carefully designed to provide you with current and hands-on knowledge. So these courses have been really carefully designed. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the content of the courses, and then I'd like to show you what the courses are about by showing you the first 2 weeks of each course. Okay? But before we do that, I'd like for you to do a little bit of work, right? You've seen in my videos, I make you work all the time. Pause the video, come back to me, right? So now we're gonna pause my talk and go back to you. So we have the first handout. Can you please look for the handout activity 1?
It's a separate handout. It's the one in the back, or the one sheet of paper.
So that should help you find it.
It's a single piece of paper that's on the bottom of all your handouts. Yes.
There are 2 of them. So one, activity 1 and activity 2. This one is activity 1. Yes? Okay. So what are the elements of business English? What does it involve? What do I need to know in order to succeed in business, both written and spoken forms? So I have a little challenge for you. You're gonna work in pairs, and you're gonna try to come up with some answers for me. So think about it, think about this. You have a face-to-face meeting. You have a face-to-face meeting with 4 people, 1 from Japan, 1 from the United States, 1 from Saudi Arabia, and 1 from South Korea. What are work-related skills, language skills, and cultural skills that need to be considered in this scenario? So you're going to talk to your partner and try to come up with these skills that you need to have. You're welcome to write down. So after time's up, I'm going to ask for volunteers to tell us what you came up with. So now I'll stop talking and you start talking. Sounds good?
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
All right, we're ready.
Let's get talking. Business English. Good chance to practice English, yes? Okay, are you ready? Yeah. Do you have a lot of answers?
A few.
No? This is not easy, is it? Well, that's why we have the courses, right? I can promise you after you take the courses, you'll know the answers like that. Right. So we have these 4 people from different countries in one meeting, right? So it's business. So what are some work-related skills you need to have? Does anybody want to volunteer and answer?
It's me.
Yes. Yes.
So it is so very important thing is give and take, and to meet customer and me. So but for another country, so we have a meet. It is first of all thinking is what is it? Greetings. It means a manner.
Okay.
And yes, so another is preparing the gift. It means the polite, very easy. So
Okay, so
It is, it is also possible to communicate very well between.
communication? Okay, good, thank you. You wanted to say something? Yes?
Work-related skills?
Yes. Yeah.
So we have, for work-related skills, you have to be prepared for the meeting.
Yes.
Know the background of the meeting as well as what you're going to be talking about.
Right.
And you have to know the context, and also you have to have the professionalism. And before you go into the meeting, you have to be prepared that all the technology are working, like the PPT or the
Right.
presenters and everything.
Okay. Very nice. So you are all prepared for the meeting, yes? Yeah, she is good, I know. Okay, how about, what's the next? Language skills. What kind of language skills do you need in a situation like this?
Learn every language.
Learn all of them. Oh, yes. Well, in 10 years we'll have the meeting, right? And they are difficult languages too, right? Wow, yeah, that is a good one. So, since you cannot do that to prepare for the meeting, learn every language, what are language skills that you can use to help you communicate better and obviously do good business? Yes?
Prepare greetings in their own language.
Oh, like I did today. Oh, he was paying attention, yes. That's a good one.
Be concise and clear in cases you have to mention the jargon.
Right? Concise, clear, yes? Yes?
Phrases for negotiation is important. You've
Yeah.
got 4 people from 4 different cultures,
Right?
so you're going to have to negotiate effectively, but also be aware of the culture. Sometimes it's better to be indirect, especially with the Japanese, instead of being direct. Whereas, I'm sorry, Rob, but I found Americans they prefer the direct.
Yes. That is true. Yeah.
Culturally aware when you're negotiating, but to answer the question is negotiation skills.
Okay, good. Negotiation skills, that's necessary. How about cultural skills? We're talking about 4 different cultures here, right? So our culture, yes, please.
I never worked with Saudi Arabian co-workers. So
Yeah?
I might sound silly, but maybe it might be kind of offended if I offer a handshake to Saudi Arabian.
Okay.
Instead of handshake.
So you're saying you would be smart to learn about their greetings, right? The cultural way of being before you get there. I don't think that you would be very happy if you got them and hugged them, right? Like out of nowhere, like you do with some other cultures. Some other cultures love hugs, right? So very good. Be aware of the cultural norms, right? What else? Yes, yes.
Especially for the Saudi Arabian partner, I would respect the daily prayer time.
The time? Oh, the prayer time? Okay.
Check that he or she be Muslim.
Right, so you're taking the religion into consideration.
Don't take him to Samgyeopsal place.
So you got the idea. I think doing a little studying in advance is probably going to do you good, right? If you're going to have a business meeting with someone, especially from a culture you're not very familiar with. Excellent. You guys did well. So we're going to have another activity later on, now that you are all warmed up and ready to go. So now I'm going to talk again, so please bear with me for a little bit. Excellent answers. Good job, everybody. A+ to everybody. Okay, so here this is a little figure just to help you see this big picture of what business English involves. So obviously bilingualism, right? Speaking another language. and being fluent in that language, which is the language of business nowadays. English, right? Business, education, research. So it is a language that is everywhere. So it's important to be fluent. Make sure people understand what you're saying, right? Communication, having good communication skills, like you mentioned that, right? Cultural integration, making sure that you integrate whoever is part of that business. Like we were talking about, learning in advance what the culture of the people you're dealing with, right? An international language. English is an international language, so it's important to know you communicate internationally. Part of business is to work overseas. Look at me, yay, yay, yay. I'm in South Korea, go figure, right? I'm so happy about it, I have no idea. So, working overseas is part of it. Management. Managing is not easy. I am not a manager, but I am in charge of people. I manage 2 labs, writing labs, so I am in charge of about 13 people. I have no business background. I have to tell you that I'm learning as I go, right? And you cannot treat everybody the same way because they're different. Some people are going to be hurt by the way you say something, and someone else is going to be like, oh, she's too soft, right? So managing is not, but so far so good. They haven't fired me yet, so I'm good. Team leading, you have to be able to lead a team, right? So you gotta, if you don't have those skills of being like active, proactive, and being able to tell people what to do, you have to develop those skills. Talking too fast, yes. All right. You have to be able to write emails properly. Not just write emails, properly. And you have to be able to talk on the phone, right? A lot of business is conducted over the phone. Negotiation. Are you good negotiators, you think? So for example, if you're gonna buy something and the price is too high, are you able to bring the price down? No? I'm good at it. Depending on the culture, you don't go negotiating where you're not supposed to negotiate. But if it's part of the culture, I can get a deal. Yeah. So, you know, if you don't have it, you have to negotiate. Meetings all the time. Business meetings all the time. And doing presentations like I'm doing here, right? And in presentations in business, they don't need to be anything formal or long like what I'm doing here. You have to present to each other, right? To the small team, to your unit. You have to present to the customers. You have to present to the boss. So there are many different kinds of presentations that you're going to do in business. So this is just to give you an idea of the main elements, and we cover all those in the courses that we have developed for you. Moving on. All right. So here's an overview of the courses. If you have more specific questions, Dr. Park will be able to answer the detailed questions. She's gonna come next, right? So ask her all the questions. So both courses, here we go. Both courses, they are different from the TET and the TESOL. The TET and the TESOL courses are more theoretical, right? Because they are more about teaching how to teach. So I'm teaching teachers how to use technology to teach a class, right? Or the methods and materials involved in teaching English to speakers of other languages. So those courses need to be theoretical because we need to back up the theories with research. The new courses are practical in nature. They are about you learning how to write in English, business English, and speak business English. So more practical. No theory and many researchers like you see with the other two courses. You see, I quote them all the time in my courses. It's not going to happen here. It's going to be like, now it's your turn to practice. Speaking, right? Writing. So the TET is teaching English with technology for those. Yeah, I should have said that. I'm assuming everybody already knows, right? The courses focus on current trends and knowledge. So nothing from the 1950s. Okay, it's business today. What's going on in the market today? How you deal with business partners in the world today. Fresh stuff. And then we include a lot of examples and fun lectures. You've seen probably, I tend to joke a lot in my videos. It's going to happen a lot with the next ones as well. And we have a lot of videos prepared by actors to show you the real situations, right? So, for example, a job interview, so you can see how it's really done. So it's going to be fun, right? So let's talk about the speaking course. The speaking course, in each weekly lecture, you are going to have introduction, vocabulary, and listening. And then dialogues in part 2. And then in part 3, we're going to wrap up and review everything that was done in that lecture. Okay, so cool stuff, right? Practical. So I'm going to give you a very brief overview of the content of the speaking course. What you're going to see every week. So for week 1, you're going to have a job interview. You are out there looking for a job, and you're going to have to go through an interview. What do you need to know in order to succeed and get your dream job? Hopefully it's your dream job, right? Or at least getting a job. I know, nowadays it's important to have a job. So, in week 2, now that you have the job, because we helped you get it, first day at work. What should you expect at your first day at work, right? Stressful, huh? You're gonna meet the bosses and everybody else. Week 3, you're gonna learn about how to talk about your company. Positively, hopefully, right? Oh, my company sucks, you can't do that. Not if you wanna keep your job at least, right? So we're going to teach you how to properly talk about your company. Describe it, describe what you do, describe what company does, and all of the departments within the company. In week 4, we're going to teach you how to organize a meeting. We were talking about the meeting, so before you get there, there's a lot to be done, right? You just can't get your papers, oh, let's go to the meeting. And then you're going to end up hugging the Saudi Arabia guy, for example. Right? You've got to prepare in advance. So in week 5, we talk about decision-making and problem-solving meetings. 2 major skills in business. You have to be able to make decisions and solve problems, right? Problems all the time in business. That's why I'm a teacher. I don't have to solve problems, right? Week 6, talking about your product, how to sell your product, what it is that your company does. And then week 7, we talk about marketing and money. That part's good, isn't it? Continuing, week 8, you have a very easy test. If you study for the other 7 weeks, it's going to be easy, right? If you study hard. I keep saying it in the video. Go back, study again. You're probably so tired of watching me, right? You go back, you go back, you go back. Huh? Oh, tips for the exam. I'll come back and give another presentation later. Yeah.
If you pay for the flight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you have to pay for the flight. Yes. Because I'm a teacher, I don't make a lot of money. You got to pay for the flight. Negotiation skills. Right? Thank you. We'll talk. Yes. So I don't know how easy the exam is, but if you study well for the exam, obviously, you're probably going to do very well. So after that, we have business travels. Yes, one of my favorite parts. My microphone just fell. So traveling on business, what you should expect, what you should do. Okay. Negotiation skills, right? Week 10. Let's learn about that. Sorry, my microphone. Okay. Week 11, managing people. I find it hard, as I said earlier, but you can learn how to do it. I'm learning how to do it on the go. Nobody gave me a course. Here, manage people. And I'm like, all right. So I'm figuring it out. Week 12, we're going to talk about the final review meeting and presentation, right? So you're going to learn how to do presentations. Week 13, the international market. 14, cultural awareness in business. Very important one. So we have an entire week to talk about it. And finally, a final exam, of course. I'm sorry, cannot just let you go, right? Yeah, well, you have to have a test there, obviously. So, let me see. Okay. So, a little, I told you I was going to show you a little bit the structure of week 1 and 2 just to give you an idea. So, for example, week 1 of the business, the spoken course, we have job interview, and then we teach you about phone interviews and then face-to-face interviews. Are they the same? The skills are going to be different, right? What should you rely on phone interviews? Mostly your voice. Because people cannot see if you're about to cry or if you're happy or if you're scared. So you have to have, the skills are basically your voice, right? And then face-to-face interview, body language, and all those things. Right? So yes, we covered those.
Is that on the test?
I don't know. Whatever. That's good. Professor Cho, you're fun. So week 2, here's a picture of week 2. This is your first day at work. Now you have your dream job. Hopefully they pay you a lot of money. You're going to learn what your first day is about, what to expect, and then talking to human resources personnel. That department is very important, right? That department is responsible for your paychecks, for complaints, anything else related to your personal situation inside the company. They are the ones who fire you too if you don't do well. And generally people get scared when they say, human resources want to see you, and you go like, what have I done? Right? Not just because you needed a new form or something. Whew. All right, you're going to learn how to do small talks, socializing and networking, and then breaking the ice. Not literally, but, what you can do to make the beginning of the relationship start nicely, right? So this is a general picture of the spoken English, business English. Before I talk to you about the written course, I'm going to have you talk a little because I'm tired now. Remember when I get tired in the videos, I say it's your turn? So I'm using the same strategy. Now I just want you to have a little interaction, get to talk a little bit with each other. So if you look for your second handout, activity 2, okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to play, you're going to watch a conference call among 3 people, Barbara, Pablo, and Newell. I'd like for you to identify the weaknesses, Newell's weaknesses in terms of these 3 categories: being prepared for the call, language skills, and cultural expectations. So you have the handout, and I'm going to play the video. It's very short, so if you blink too long, you're going to miss it. Are you ready to watch the video?
Yes.
All right. Let me see if I can get it back on. All right, here we go.
Hi, Barbara. This is Pablo. Are you there?
Hi, Pablo. Good to hear from you. How was your weekend?
It was good. Thank you. My family had a picnic at Lake Hope. It was nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
20.
So I
Okay.
think we're just waiting for Newell. Newell, are you here? Are you with us? Oh, yes. I'm here. You can see my name here,
Oh,
right?
really? I didn't know that.
Great. I guess I do see you
Thank you.
here. Okay, why don't we begin by going over the minutes from the last meeting. We decided that we would alter our export strategy due to market demands, and for specifics, we decided to contact the PR department. What did you say? Okay, I said let's begin by going over the minutes from our last meeting.
Yes, you said that. Can you repeat what we decided?
Yes, that's what I was doing. We decided we would alter our export strategy due to market demands. For specifics, we decided to contact the PR department.
Okay, I understand now, but I don't remember deciding that.
Hi, Newell. It's good to have you on the line today. Do you remember that we talked about that strategy last week? Are you there, Newell?
Yes?
And the minutes went out for review and comment. We didn't receive any comments back, so the minutes stand with the decision.
But Bara, I don't agree with those minutes. Our strategy needs to be consistent. We haven't had enough time.
Right. Newell, maybe we could come back to that and get to the next item on the agenda. Would that be okay?
Okay. Give it 2 minutes to write down. Is it all right? Did you get it?
Can we watch it one more time?
Sure. You're not paying attention?
I am.
I'll give you a B. It's so confusing. Let's see.
Specifics.
Oops,
we
sorry.
decided to contact the PR.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
That you see. You can pause the tape if you need.
Hi, Barbara. This is Pablo. Are you there?
Hi, Pablo. Good to hear from you. How was your weekend?
It was good. Thank you. My family had a picnic at Lake Hope. It was nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So I think we're just waiting for Newell. Newell, are you here? Are you with us?
Oh, yes, I'm here. You can see my name there, right?
Great. I guess I do see you here. Okay, why don't we begin by going over the minutes from the last meeting. We decided that we would alter our export strategy due to market demands, and for specifics, we decided to contact the PR department.
What did you say?
Okay, I said let's begin by going over the minutes from our last meeting.
Yes, you said that. Can you repeat what we decided?
Yes, that's what I was doing. We decided we would alter our export strategy due to market demands. For specifics, we decided to contact the PR department.
Okay, I understand now, but I don't remember deciding that.
have you on the line today. Do you remember that we talked about that strategy last week? Are you there, Newell?
Yes?
And the minutes went out for review and comments. We didn't receive any comments back, so the minutes stand with the decision.
But Bara, I don't agree with those minutes. Our strategy needs to be consistent. We haven't had enough time.
Right. No, maybe we could come back to that and get to the next item on the agenda. Would that be okay?
All right. What are her weaknesses? You want to talk to each other for a little bit? That works. I'll give it 3 minutes, yes? So, sorry to interrupt. I know I hate to do that. Interrupting my students hurts me. But we need to continue, right? Because I have to finish so that Dr. Park can talk too. Would you like to shout some of the problems you noticed quickly? Yes.
She didn't tell that she wasn't present at the beginning of the meeting,
Right.
and she wasn't. She didn't review the previous meeting agenda, and she cuts in Barbara's conversation.
Right. Tell me again what we decided. Right? Like, wait a second. Good. 2 good ones. So announce yourself. Hey, this is Edna. I'm checking in. Right? Yes.
She's really straightforward. Like she said, didn't you see my name on it?
Right.
So I'm agree with that. She's a boss.
Yeah, right. And that was not her meeting, you know. She was not the boss in the meeting. What else? Very good. How about her intonation? Her intonation was not good.
Aggressive?
Yes. The way she used her intonation made her sound rude. What did you say? Instead of, what did you say? Right? So, yes. This, I decided to bring you this because it's something we created at Ohio University for conference calls. And I thought it was good to show you. This is the wrong part of it, and we have the corrected part, but we don't have time. I'd like to show you, but so we made the corrections to make it better. But great job detecting the issues there. Very good. All right. You guys are great students. All right, yay. Okay. So, let's move on to the writing. Do you guys like writing? Yes or no? Yes. In English? Yes. In Korean? You prefer writing in English than in Korean? Wow, that is an interesting thing. That's very interesting. Well, I'll talk to you later, ask you why. I'm curious about that. So let's briefly talk about the written business English course. So each week we are going to have a lecture that consists of a vocabulary lesson with me, punctuation and basics of business English writing with me, a grammar lesson with me again, and a business writing genre lesson with Dr. Bikowski. So Dr. Bikowski will be the instructor teaching you about the mechanics of different writing pieces. So how to write a report, how to write an email, and complaint letter, for example. I do all the grammar fun stuff, yes? Okay. Then, week 1, you're going to learn about the resume. Week 2, cover letters and thank you letters. These 2 are very important if you want to get a good job. If your cover letter is not good, your resume is not good, they will not give you the chance to interview, yes? Writing skill assessment, how to assess your writing skill, the basics of business writing, persuasive writing, how to be persuasive. In week 4, we'll talk about sales emails. And then in week 5, letters of complaint. If you want to complain to someone, they have to respond to you, so you're going to learn how to respond to a complaint, right? I don't like your product. It sucks. How are you going to respond? Don't buy it then. You can't do We would love to do that, but we cannot. Let someone else buy it. Who cares, right? No, we can't do that. Exactly. Yeah, well, too bad we don't teach you about students complain. This is business, right? I think we should, yeah. We'll develop the students complaining course. Week 6, business memos, they are there all the time, right? Week 7, a review week. What comes in week 8? Midterm, yahoo! Test. In week 9, we're going to talk about business reports and executive summaries. Week 10, invitation emails and information notes. Week 11, the mission statement, very important for the business, right? Businesses, universities, they all have a mission statement, what the university or the business is about. Writing a good mission statement is really important. Week 12, newsletter. Week 13, recommendation letters. I write recommendation letters all the time. Students, co-workers, assistant coordinators in my lab. So I'm glad I know how to write one, right? Because it would take long. Week 14, review session, right? To wrap it up. And what is in week 15? Final exam. Yes, that is. Right. So, what do you think? Sounds like fun? Yes. Yes. Please take the course and let's have fun together. I'll be over there, but we'll be connected. So, fun and really useful stuff. Especially in today's world, everything is about business. And I'm learning as much as you are when I'm teaching you all these things. Fun, I get to learn as well. Thank you so very much for your attention.